Okay, now let's go over clamshells and bead tips.
All right, so this is a great way to finish your knotted designs. There's also one little secret I'm going to tell you in a sec. So what you do is you choose which type you want. A bead tip has just a cup with a little hook on it. A clamshell has two parts that close over.
And cover that knot.
And cover the knot at the end of your design. And the reason you would use this is because then you don't have to tie your thread directly to the clasp. You have a piece of metal there. And that's helpful both for switching out the clasp later if you choose to, and also just because it's a more substantial way to finish.
Yeah.
So what you'll do is tie a knot in the end of your cord. This is a pretty thick beading silk, and I just tied an overhand knot. Now I'm going to just pass it through the hinge portion of my bead tip or clamshell. And the thing to pay attention to here is that you want to make sure that it is not going to slip through.
Oh, okay.
You have to make your knot big enough that it won't slip through.
Or even double knot sometimes, right?
That's right. You can also tie a little knot and have a seed bead there or a smaller bead that will settle inside. So there it is, knot inside of my clamshell. And then cording extending out what I would consider the back side.
Okay.
And then that's going to make it easy to attach to your clasp. So now I'm ready to just start my knotting. So I'll string my pearl on here just so you can see how it would look at the end. There you go. And then I would add a little bit of jeweler's cement and trim this cording down. Now you can also use bead tips and clamshells with beading wire. So for example, I have my beadle on wire here, and maybe I'll just go ahead and cut my piece. And then what you would do is thread your clamshell or bead tip on. Then on the inside of that, you're going to wrap it around your crimp. So crimp bead on the wire. And then rather than crimping it right here, I need a little bit of extra security. So I'm going to pull that back through the bead and then flatten it or crimp it, place it inside my bead tip. Same thing there, it gives you the option to change out your clasp or make multiple strands where you really want to make sure that they lay well or they're graduated. Then you can make all of your strands ahead and then attach them to the clasp when you're finished.
Right, and you can really tuck a lot inside that little bead tip. It's surprising how well it all sinks right in.
That's right, and it gives you a really professional finish.
It does. Great. Thank you, Katie.